Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you. Good to see you, Mr. Mayor. Good to see you, Supervisor Contreras, to you, elected official. Paul promised me that I just use only 3 hours. My talk. Professor, usually 3 hours is just about enough time. But I'm just kidding. You know, when I first came to this country, and I have a nephew whose name is Vang. And my name is Me, right? Me Vang. So when they call, what's your name? Me. What's your name? Me. Vang Me, right? I changed to Tony. my nephew's name is You, right? How you spell You? Why You? Is it really true? You Vang? I no clue. What's your name? You. What's your name? Me. Yeah. You know, 30 or something years ago, 41 years ago, I think, I know Lieutenant Jerry Dyer, stationed on the market Hanoi, that area. They have no clue who we are. No clue who are the Hmong people. They think Mongolia. Hmong say they're from Thailand. No Thailand either. Where you from? Thailand? No, I'm not Thai. It took a while for them to learn about who we are. And the only 2 persons make the people in the world know us is number 1 is General Vang. Number 2, Sunisa Lee. Recently, my friend Dr. John's daughter married to a Guamanian guy. And the husband, father, said, I have no clue about the Hmong people. And he said, as soon as I saw Sunisa Lee, that start studying about the Hmong people, then I know who they are before I know clue. Right? So I'm very proud that here we are. After 30 years or after 41 years, see how we are. I want to say congratulations to the staff, board members who worked very hard for 30 years. To start organization like this is not so simple. Take time, patience, and sometimes money too. So there were only 3 people to start this organization. Me, Marlon Weiber, and my cousin Warren Vang, Malenga. We start from the kitchen. We didn't know that we're gonna have this meeting. But start organization, I was thinking about you, those that were sitting here. I was thinking about someday, a Hmong person gonna be deputy superintendent. A Hmong person gonna be mayor. That's how I think. That's how I think. I walk the very fine line. In one side, I work with a traditional leader, a lovely traditional leaders. I have to balance myself. The other side, to balance myself to this country in order to survive. The arrow shoot on the back, the arrow shoot on the front. What I'm gonna do? I can't escape that. Right? Sometimes they want to crucify me, but it's okay. They crucify my own people, I'm happy to die. They don't understand the conventional challenges here in this country. But I have hope. And the 3 people start this organization, put the paper together, submit it for 501c3. Then I start figure out, I love my traditional leader, and my father for me, but somehow I had to make sure I have more diverse board member. Then I start recruiting. The first one, I recruiting Mr. Lai Prang, the Cambodian. The another one, I recruit a Spanish lady, Olivia Palacio, and she was willing to come serve with me. And Marlene Weiber, and Dr. Elizabeth Curtin, who was my consultant. So we start working from there. Starting from there. So we're telling them I spent 10 years working with the Hmong community when they first came here with my traditional leader. And sometimes I walk too fast, they don't understand me. Sometimes I walk too slow, then they can't catch my older friend. I balance that. Sometimes I feel so stressed out, I cry, nobody even knows, right? But they love me. They love me. They don't understand. They don't understand. The moment I saw in the Reagan administration, one of the senior senators from Wyoming complained. I was sitting at the appropriation committee that they're going to bring more refugees from overseas, from Thailand. And then what he said? He said, a mistake to bring these Hmong refugees to this country. Right now, the food we cannot swallow. It's undigestible. How hard it is. But the only senator, senior senator who sits as a vice chair is Senator Edward Kennedy. Kennedy said we need to bring all the Southeast Asian refugees, especially the Hmong people. He made it clear. They start appropriate funding, bring more Hmong refugees from Thailand. Because they know the Thai is going to close the camp. So they have no place to go. Right? So now, America opened the door to start bringing more from refugees from Thailand. And guess what? The Hmong people didn't want to come. They tell me, say, Tony, they went from Bengal to the camp and they came back with empty truck, empty bus. What happened? It's very challenging. So I went to Thailand in 1989. I meet with the Thai officials, high officials, the Minister of Interior. They make it very clear. They say, we don't have a single inch of land here in Thailand for your people here. Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. There are only two choices. One, go to a third country. Two, go back to the country. So I came back. I tell my traditional leader, I said, you have to urge them to come to America. See how hard it is? Because our traditional leaders live in the past. They're thinking about going back to Laos and take Laos. The Americans said, no way, we're not going to have you. We're only going to have you only one time, and that's it. Tell your people to come. They know you don't have education, right? So when I'm telling the voluntary agency, I say, look, you brought these Hmong people here, you know exactly they spent 15 years fighting. All they know to do is fight. You brought the adult over here, they were soldiers, you gotta help them. We have them now, but the future is belong to their children. Their kids have a good potential. And that's what they did. And that's why I know that. The Hmong kids are smart. I talk to school board, I talk to school official, they know the kids are smart. But what disappointed me is I saw a very beautiful kids, they married at age 12, 13, they gone. Teacher was so mad. I said, my teacher, my student was smart, but when I found out she got married at 12, I said, what are you gonna do? I said, they're gonna come back. When the students study, they got married, had two, three kids, they know exactly what they're gonna do, come back to school and get the degree. So now we have a lot of professionals. I never thought that a little girl living in the southwest corner of First and Belmont, run around with bare shoes, no jacket during the winter, is gonna be the PD superintendent in this school. And Misty, that's Misty her.
That's right.
And I know when I never thought that a monk going run around, live in a poor apartment, people call ghetto area, right on the corner of Cedar and Olive. And now she is superintendent or principal of Vang Elementary School. Look at it. I have hope for us. But our Hmong people, we need to know that. We need to know that we came from a society, we have colonialism mentality. And we still think all the better. You gotta be proud of yourself. And you can do it. I took 12 students to go to China in 2002. And I think my American student on the bus, they invite my American student to sit first. I was sitting here, and the interpreter said, no, that little short guy is a professor. He's a professor. They said, oh, we didn't know that because this tall guy, American guy, is the boss. I said, no, he's a student. I said, it's okay, I can sit over here. And I said, oh my God, I wish I'd be taller. I wish I'd be taller. But I have a hope, I have a dream for our kids. And I always tell American friends, we want to be part of the solution. We're with you. I want to see 10 years from now, a Hmong person gonna say, I will go run for mayor. I'm gonna run for mayor. And that time, Mr. Mayor, you don't have a choice. You're gonna come and support. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, Hmong say, I'm gonna run for board supervisor seat, Mr. Sarkantoro. You don't have a choice. You have to really support them. Don't just come and eat. I say, come and support me. Because they do that to me. I went to some fundraising. You know what I do? Say, Tony, you come here, thank you. Hey, wait to check. I said, okay. How much you give? I don't give $20. Doesn't look good for me. At least $100 or $500 make me look better. We need to learn to do that. You need to do that. I ran for the school board. My colleague is here. She knows that. I want to make a point to see the superintendent to talk about high Hmong teacher. I could sit wait for almost 30 days. I said, you know what? Someday I'm going to sit on the dais, that chair, and going to go tell you what to do. And the moment I was elected as a board member, he's going to say, yes, Tony, yes, Tony. I said, go to that school and find out what are the problems and let me know. Yes, let me know tomorrow. I said, Mr. Superintendent, I want to set an appointment to see you tomorrow. He said, yes. If he excuse, he don't want to see me, what's going to happen, right? By the time he sign the contract, he said, bye-bye. No, that's a hard power. That's an elected official's job. You need to know that. When they sit on the dais, the power belongs to them. We need to know that. We elect somebody to sit on the chair. It's important. And I'm glad that Mr. Mayor and many elected officials, you are here. This is your family too. They belong to you too. They're no longer little poor refugees running around. Thanks God. This is the part of the solution. The person that just brought over here, Chen, one of the Pyongyang secretary, her father is a General Vang personal cook, personal chef. That's how she knows how to cook very well. Very well educated. Let me go back how I start. All right, the organization. So I'm crew. I got to start. I said about 3 hours. No, I'm joking. When we start this organization, start from nothing. I left Lao family. Lao family, we have 30 something staff. And also budget about $1.2 million a year. The moment my board pushed me out of Lao family, I figured out I said, it's not gonna go nowhere. We can't play the traditional way here in America. We have to learn pretty quick. But I cannot make a move because I caught between the traditional leader and the new leaders. So I figured out, I said, well, you pull me out, that's fine. Then I start this organization, Fresno Center. I figured out, so the funder came to me. They said, Tony, do you establish a new organization? Do you expect us to fund you? I said, no. I want to start it. I can go get different fund. The moment the funder went back to see the Lau family board, and what happened? He came back to me and said, I cannot have a contract with them. Number one, the director had to be accountable and competent, and the board had to be competent. When I spoke to both of them, and none of them I can rely on. So therefore, I got to pull out my contract and see what. They lost $500,000. $500,000. So my friend in Washington, D.C. called me from the Office of Refugee Resettlement. Okay, Tony, write a proposal, sent to me. I said, okay, how much? He said about $250,000, about $1 million. I said, okay, I wrote it. I wrote that proposal in very lousy way because you know an English speaker, they can tell. And I asked Elizabeth Curtin, the miser, helped me to edit it. I sent it to the Federal Office of Refugee Resettlement Office, have them read it. And she cannot make the decision by herself. So she said, I need a committee of 4 to read Fresno Center's proposal. When they read it, they said, this proposal is terrible. It's terrible. Then she called me. Toyobiro called me, said, Tony, the committee said your proposal is terrible. I said, wow, what are you gonna do? I said, is you allowed, can I write? Can I rewrite it for you? I said, of course, Toyo, you can rewrite it. So she rewrote it, and she gave to the committee. They said, this time Tony Vang submitted the proposal. They read it and said, oh, look pretty good. Look pretty good. They found it. They said, okay. She called me and said, Tony, they approved your proposal. They're going to fund you directly. Traditionally, the money from the federal got to go to the state and go to the county, the board supervisor. So the money came from Washington, D.C. directly to Fresno Center. Pissed the board supervisor off. They were so mad. They were so mad. How can this little poor refugee guy got money from ORR without passing us? But they don't know the channel I play. I play like the Gino Vang Bar. I didn't go to the Laotian king to get approval. I went straight to America, like Gino Vang Bar. The king doesn't know anything. So that's what I got funded. I started. So now I have money. I don't know what to do that time. I said, director, only $250 million is not enough. And I was lucky. I spoke to our former late superintendent, Dr. Mijas, Pete Mijas. I said, Pete, I need a space for office, and I don't have enough money. He said, Tony, you're welcome to come here. I gotta provide office for you. Printing, everything, office, everything I provide. So I start Fresno Center at the Fresno County Office of Education with Dr. Mijas' permission. And everything's free. Printing, everything. Logo, everything. Mailing out, everything. That's how I start. So I started, so I said, figure out, I said, that's not my goal. Because I have arrow shoot in the back and shoot the front, this time I'm gonna be a teacher and I'm gonna say goodbye, right? I'm gonna teach, I always want to teach at university. So I figured out that time when I get the money, I said, well, I have 20 staff and 30 staff at our family, and 2 of them I think they are more serious, more competent. So I asked Shane, and Shane, can you be my secretary? She said, yes, come over. I asked Li Yang, said, can you be my job developer? Li Yang said, yes, come over. So I spoke to my board member, they said, yes. So that's how I recruited. I didn't even ask Lee Yang what degree you get. As long as you say yes, come over. I come over Shane. She only have high school degree. I say, come over. That time, how hard it is. Start only 3 people. So I'm the CEO like Paul Yang right now. I only take half time, but I work full time. But the only 2 persons that are full time is Sheng and Li Yang. I have to pay full time because they got to do the work and I sit in the office, right? So that's how we started. And I never thought it's going to be this big. Pop, I'm proud of you. And the staff, you make me proud of you. And this is how it's supposed to be. And you now, you'll be part of the solution of this community. Now you belong to them. 1982, we have New Year celebration. We couldn't get any elected official to come, except former Mayor Dan Whitehurst. He came over with his little kid. He said, farewell, Happy New Year, and then goodbye. Nobody gonna sit around because they are scared of us too. That time of COVID-19 too, right? So that's how we are. And now they are no longer scared of us. No more COVID-19 now, a new one. They come see that you are very likely to have all elected officials to come see with you today, and that you're part of the community. He's no longer just the mayor of Fresno for only one group, mayor for all of us. He's only a board supervisor for only one group for all of us. Mm-hmm. You have something and you're not happy, go to him. He cannot say, Monk, you're a Monk people, I don't want to help you. No, I vote for you too. Right? So that's how we are. I'm so proud of you. And so I know at the beginning of when our refugee came up here, of course, the elder, they don't have education. All they know is how to fight. But I respect them. I walk a very fine line, but I love them, I respect them. And I wish each of you, the younger generation, have a chance to work like me. You'll be learn a lot. Sometimes you sit down and cry. What happened? The person I trust the most shoot the arrow in my back. Yep. I turn around when you shoot an arrow. You love them anyway. So time goes very fast. Now everybody gone. Am I next to them too, right? So we think about that. And I'm proud of you, each of you that will work hard and concentrate for tomorrow, next year, a year to come. Don't live in the past. The past is a history for us to learn. And that's how it becomes so big, so huge. Because you are competent and you dedicate yourself and you want to serve. Don't promise a lot that you cannot do. Promise only what you can do, right? And sometimes I don't like Donald Trump, but I think Donald Trump kind of straight. I say, hey, that's great too. And he don't like you, shut up, I don't like it. That's okay too. And sometimes you'll be deserved like that too. But I still have to be more sincere. He's too strong. Scare people off. Right? So I want to thank you, Bob. I thank you all the staff. Thank you the board. I thank you everybody. I like the official, especially my good friend, Lieutenant Jerry Dyer, and now Mayor Dyer, and also my friend Sal Cantero. He and I used to be young. You know, we were sitting at the board together, but now we are grandpa. Thank you all. And Happy New Year, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Vang. That was a great speech. I'm going to introduce now the United Khmer Cultural Preservation on the stage to do a performance. Their mission is to preserve and promote the Khmer heritage, culture,